Hey Gemini, you don't have to move so fast. I know your mind never really rests. I know the thoughts keep spinning. The conversations keep echoing. The questions keep forming one after another, like stars flickering across your mental sky. You're always reaching, always thinking, always turning new ideas into stories, new people into connections, new moments into meaning. It's beautiful, this mind of yours. It's sharp and curious and alive. But even beautiful things get tired. Even you, Gemini, especially you, because while the world sees your spark, the laughter, the wit, the quick reply, they don't always see the effort behind it. The restless energy, the constant recalibration, the internal race between thought and emotion that rarely slows down enough to ask, how am I really? And maybe you've gotten used to that pace. Maybe you've learned to equate movement with meaning, to measure your presence by how much space you can fill, to prove your worth through conversation, attention, stimulation, charm. But Gemini, you don't need to earn your place through performance. You don't need to fill the silence to be loved. You don't need to keep running just because stillness feels unfamiliar. You are allowed to slow down, to pause, to breathe, to stop chasing the next idea, the next explanation, the next version of yourself that might finally feel like enough. Because right now, this you, the one who's reading this with a quiet ache in your chest, the one who's maybe smiling on the outside and spinning on the inside, that version of you, she's enough. She's always been. You don't have to be everything to everyone. You don't have to be interesting all the time. You don't have to carry the weight of every conversation or make others feel comfortable or pretend you're fine when your inner world feels like a thunderstorm. Gemini, you can rest. You can be quiet. You can admit that sometimes your energy is a mask. That sometimes you keep moving not because you're full of life, but because you're afraid of what might catch up to you if you stop. What would it mean to stop? To turn off the noise, even just for a little while. To stop explaining yourself. To stop trying to be understood and just be. It might feel scary at first because stillness forces you inward, and you've spent so much of your life focused outward, on others, on ideas, on what's next. But you, Gemini, are more than the whirlwind. Beneath the questions lies clarity. Beneath the speed lives softness. Beneath the chatter lives a quiet longing to be known, not just liked, not just admired, but known. Do you know her, that quiet Gemini? The one who stares at the ceiling late at night, trying to connect the dots between who she is and who she's expected to be. The one who changes shape so easily. Sometimes she forgets what her original form ever looked like. The one who keeps smiling because she doesn't want anyone to feel what she's feeling. I see her, and she is worthy of love, not in spite of her complexity, but because of it. You've adapted so well, Gemini. You've learned how to mirror others, how to charm, how to disarm, how to make people laugh even when your heart is heavy. But this chameleon survival skill It can leave you feeling invisible, like no one really sees you, like you're only as good as your latest insight, your last joke, your newest version. But Gemini, you are not a show. You are not a summary. You are not your speed. You are a soul, a tender, wild, brilliant soul. And you deserve to be loved when you're still, when you're unsure, when your words run dry, when your mind feels too loud or too tired or too full of contradictions. You don't have to make sense all the time. You don't have to land on one answer. You don't have to perform clarity just to keep people close. You can be a paradox. You can be mid-process. You can be someone who's learning how to be soft in a world that keeps asking her to be clever. It's okay to not have the words. It's okay to not be on. It's okay to disappoint someone's version of you in order to become your own. So take a breath, longer this time. Let the air fill you, not just your lungs, but your spirit. Let yourself be nourished by stillness, not punished by it. You are allowed to slow down. You are allowed to not know. You are allowed to be quiet and still be loved. And if no one else gives you that permission, give it to yourself. You don't owe the world constant content. You don't have to reinvent yourself to be worthy of connection. You don't have to stay interesting to stay lovable. You are allowed to stop, to grieve, to rest, to be inconsistent, to say I don't have anything to say right now. And the right people, they won't leave. They'll wait in the silence with you. They'll walk beside you even when you pause to catch your breath. They won't love you for your lightness alone, but for your shadows too. So Gemini, tonight take off the mask, the one made of words, of laughter, of quick answers. Let yourself sit in your own presence. Let yourself feel what you've been running from. Let yourself hear the truth beneath the noise, not because you need to fix anything, not because slowness is more noble, but because your soul is asking for space, for quiet, for something true. You are not lost. You're just learning a new rhythm, one that doesn't require spinning. One that doesn't rush past your own heart, one that lets you land fully, gently, safely. And when that feels strange or boring or uncomfortable, don't fill the gap too quickly. Let the discomfort teach you something. Let it reveal the parts of you that have been craving attention, not from the world, but from you. Because the Gemini who slows down, she's not failing. She's healing. She's integrating. She's becoming whole. So whisper to yourself, softly, truthfully, tenderly, I'm allowed to slow down. Again, I am allowed to slow down. Let that be your truth tonight. Let that be your way back to yourself. Because you don't need more speed, Gemini. You need more softness, more truth, more stillness, more you. And you are already enough, exactly as you are. Even here, even now, especially now.